How's it going, everyone? Pop-Tart here. Welcome back to the Aeroteam channel. In today's expansion tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to use our previous Airbus A320 tutorial to build the Airbus A319-100 in 1.5:1 scale. The A319 is a low-capacity narrow-body airliner derived from the Airbus A320 with a shortened fuselage, removing 4 meters and bringing the capacity down to around 130 passengers. Since its first flight in 1995, around 1,500 have been built, currently serving with 90 operators around the world. Now, as I mentioned, this is an expansion tutorial, meaning that we'll be referencing our Airbus A320 tutorial as a base tutorial for this build. You can find this in a card up on screen now, or as a link in the video description. Now, be careful, we have 2 A320 tutorials on the channel, one of which is many years old and very outdated, and that one is not the tutorial we're referencing here. So, make sure you use only the provided links to find this tutorial. When the time comes, I'll direct you to certain sections from it for this aircraft's shared common features. As for configurations for this aircraft, like the A320, we have both engine options available for the A319, the IAE V2500 and the CFM56-5B, as well as its older variant, the CFM56-5A. We also have both wingtip options, the classic Wingtip Fences and the newer Sharklets. Additionally, we have the standard single overwing emergency exit and the 2-door overwing exit configuration. The single-door configuration is the most widely used, but several low-cost carriers use the 2-door configuration to certify a higher capacity, so we've included it in our aircraft here as well. So, that's it for our configuration options here. As we progress through the tutorial, we'll break off to reference separate sections from the base tutorial where those different options will be built. So you'll probably want to figure out ahead of time what you'd like for your aircraft. If you're building a replica of a real aircraft, you can select those based on what options the operator used, or if you're just building for fun, you can select what you like most based on the preview close-ups shown. So, as I mentioned, this is in 1.5:1 scale, meaning that every 1 meter in real life is equivalent to 1.5 blocks exactly. If you are building an airport project or something in this scale, this will be perfectly to scale with all of our other 1.5:1 aircraft on the channel. Now, before we get started, as always, this build does make use of our very own custom Aeroteam texture pack. A download link to the latest version of this pack can be found in the description below if you don't have it already. Now, if you are stuck using the default pack, if you are following along on console or something, I will always do my best to show you how to go about building this in default, but please do keep in mind that I highly recommend using the Aeroteam pack instead, if you can, as it'll look much better. Anyways, with that all out of the way, let's get going on this tutorial. Alright, so, first things first, here's some dimensions for you to help you figure out where you want to put this. This aircraft is 51 blocks long, 51 blocks wide with the wingtip fences, or 53 blocks across with the Sharklets, and 18 blocks tall from the base of the landing gear to the tip of the vertical stabilizer. So just keep that all in mind as you're getting started. As for materials, here in the Aeroteam pack we're using the wool material, coupled with the purper stairs and slabs for the smooth and shiny white coloration for the aircraft. If you're in default, you'll probably want to use quartz or smooth quartz as an alternative, so just use that instead whenever I'm building. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'll be referring to these as the wool stairs and slabs, but again, that's the purper stairs and slabs here in the Aeroteam pack. Anyways, with that all out of the way, let's get started on the fuselage. Alright, so for layers 1 and 2 of the fuselage here, if you're building this aircraft landed on the ground, as I am here, you'll be wanting to start layers 1 and 2 4 blocks off the ground, with a 3-block gap between, 1, 2, and 3, like so. If you're building this aircraft in flight, then you can obviously just start wherever you'd like, but please do keep in mind that 3-block gap otherwise. So, for this layer here, we'll be starting with a single wool top slab right here to start with, and then one more going back from it. Next, we have an upside-down wool stairs facing forwards behind that right here, with a wool top slab off to either side, and one more going forwards from both of those slabs there. Next, in the center right here, we're going to grab a full block of quartz, place that going back right there, and then a quartz half slab on the bottom half, going back from that to start off the nose gear doors. Now, if you are in default, you're already building the rest of the aircraft out of quartz already, then you'll probably want to use cobblestone or polished diorite or something like that instead to pop out from the aircraft for accent details like this. But here in the Aeroteam pack, we use quartz for these. So, once we have that, we're next going to place an upside-down wool stair facing forwards out to either side of that quartz full block right there. Then next, we're going to be placing a stone button on the side of this stair here. Now, as you may know, in vanilla Minecraft you can't place buttons on the sides of transparent blocks like this. So we're going to be using a mod called World Edit to put this in place here. For this, we're going to place a temporary block out to the side, with a stone button on the left side of that block there, Grab a stick, or any old item you'd like, type the command /repl0 to switch this over to the replace tool. Select this button by left-clicking on it there, then switch over to a different item to clear it out, back to the stick, and right-click on that temporary block to paste it over, like so. We'll do the same thing on the right side of the aircraft here. So, temporary block out to the side there, stove button on the right side, select and paste over. Now, if you don't have access to World Edit, but you do have access to commands, you can use something like the debug stick in vanilla Minecraft instead. So that's the command /div @p_debug_stick. I have to use a different command here on the server, but that's what you would use in single player. So, with this here, we're going to instead place a temporary block out to the side of this right there, and then a stove button on the side of that right there, within that same block space, but placed on a different block, just like this basically. We're going to continuously right-click, or left-click on this rather, to select the facing property, then right-click on this here to rotate it into place until it's on the side of that stair there, and then you can delete the temporary block. Now, if you don't have access to either of these, if you're without access to commands or something like that, then you can just leave these extra details out. They're not required, you'll still have an A319 left by the end of this, but it does help to just bring that much more extra life to the aircraft, so I highly recommend you do include them if you can. And these little buttons are specifically on the left side, one of the two pitot tubes on the left nose of the aircraft, measuring the airspeed data. On the right side, there's only one pitot tube on the next layer up. On this layer here, this one is actually one of the temperature sensors. So, once we have that, on the left side only, we're going to be placing 4 blocks of wool going back, so this does get asymmetrical right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, we're going to place a target block behind this right here, like so. This will be for the red outlines around the static ports on the side of the fuselage here. And then behind this, we're going to place a wool stair facing backwards, and then 2 more wool stairs going back facing towards the center, 1 and 2, like so. On the right side here, we're also going to place 4 blocks of wool going back, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Same target block right there. This static port is symmetrical, but what isn't symmetrical is we'll next be grabbing the quartz stairs. Place a quartz stair this time facing backwards, then 2 more back facing towards the center of the aircraft, just like this. This will be starting out the forward cargo door right here. And the stairs here are going to be for the forward cargo hold on the interior of the aircraft right here. So, once we have that, we'll next grab a birch trapdoor, place one of these out to, well, let's just start on one side here. So, place a birch trapdoor out to the side of the last stair right here that we just placed. This will be a total of 7, so we have 1 there already, that's facing forwards that is, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, as you can see here in the Aeroteam pack, the birch trapdoor is a white wool texture to blend. Now, if you're in default without this, you'll probably just want to use an iron trapdoor instead, but this is what we're using here. So again, same thing on the left side, so that's 1 trapdoor right there, out to the side of that last stair, and then more going forwards to make this a row of 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, like so. Next, underneath this here will be, let's start from the front right here. We're going to place 1 on the layer down from this, dropping down from that quartz bottom half slab right there, behind this, on the top half, going diagonal from it like this. This will be a row of 8 in total going back right here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, like so. Then out to either side of this last one here, we have a row of 7 going forwards, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Like so. Now if you're using iron trapdoors in default, those will not be fully opaque like these are. They have 4 holes cut out of the center, so you'll probably want to cover up the center here with an opaque block of some kind so that you don't have those holes showing through the center of the aircraft. But we don't have to worry about that here with the wool textures that we're using right here. So continuing our way back here, well, let's be building out the wing box. So behind this center birch trapdoor right there, we're going to place an upside down wool stair facing forwards, like so, with a wool top slab out to either side right there. That'll be for a little radio antenna popping out of the underside of the fuselage right here. Then we have a row of 5 wool top slabs across the center. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like so. Then a single wool top slab in the center there, with a birch trapdoor on the top half out to either side, and then a wool top slab on the sides right there. This will be for a vent intake, or a set of 2 vent intakes, that is, on the underbelly right here. And then 5 wool top slabs across the center again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next we're going to grab a block of polished granite, and drop that in the center right there. This will be for the beacon light on the underbelly of the aircraft. You can just use a red concrete in default. And then we have 2 more wall top slabs out to either side to finish off that box right there. Then we have 3 rows of 5 going back, so that's 1, 2, and 3, like so. And then with the quartz top slabs now, we have a row of 5 across the center. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then 1 single quartz top slab in the center right there, and 2 wool top slabs out to either side. And then a row of 5 quartz top slabs across the center, like so. This will be for the outlines of the main landing gear doors here in the belly of the aircraft. And then we have a single row of 5 wool top slabs across the center right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with the wool top slabs there. Next, we have 2 rows of 3 across the center right here. So that's 1 and 2, like so. Then we'll pop back up to layer 2 right here. And behind both of these rows of birch trapdoors right here, we'll be placing 10 full blocks of wool going back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, like so. Behind both of these here, a single quartz half slab on the bottom half right there to finish off those gear doors. And then 4 blocks of wool going back for full blocks here. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Out to the side of the third block back right there, skipping this last one, we're going to place a single stone button on the side of the aircraft, on the side of the wool block right there. And then the same thing on the right side right there, stone button, like so. Next, on the left side only right here, we're going to place a single wool upside down stair facing backwards, then a single wool top slab behind that there, and then a birch trapdoor on the top half, like so. On the right side here, that's going to be an upside down wool stair facing backwards, and then a quartz top slab going back from that right there, to start off the aft cargo door right here. Now, interestingly, on the right side here, we will not be placing a birch trapdoor to finish off the blending of the wing box here. On the A319, the wing box fairing was shortened on the right side, so it's slightly asymmetrical if you look at it from the underside here, and it extends farther back to blend in better on the left side. So on the right side here, we're going to have no trapdoor, and that's just going to go straight into the radialar cross-section of the fuselage from there on. So, in the center right here, to connect this up, we're going to place on the right side only right here, we have a wool stair facing in towards the center, inside of that upside down stair right there. And then with the quartz stairs, 3 quartz stairs facing in towards the center, 1, 2, and 3. And that'll kind of finish off the aft cargo door in this layer right here. And then a single wool stair facing towards the center behind that right there. On the left side, that's going to be 5 wool stairs facing towards the center. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, and 5. Like so. Now in the center right here, we're going to grab the birch trapdoors, and we'll place a birch trapdoor between these 2 wool stairs right there. Then skip 2 blocks going back right here, and then inside of this last quartz stair right there, we have 1 birch trapdoor right there, and then 1 more going back from it, like so. Next, on the underside right here, we're going to grab a lever, place this underneath that forwardmost birch trapdoor right there, flip facing backwards, for another radio antenna on the underside right here, then 2 birch trapdoors going back from it right there in this layer. Then 1 more birch trapdoor out to either side of that lever there, and then 1 more going back from it to finish off that curvature right there. Then behind the birch trapdoor right here, in layer 2, the second layer up right there, we have a wool full block behind that right there, and then 3 wool top slabs going back, 1, 2, and 3. Next, 1 more wool top slab out to either side of that wool full block there, and then 2 more going back, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. And with that, that is everything for layers 1 and 2. Alright, so for layer 3 here, we'll start with a wool full block diagonally forwards from that forwardmost wool top slab from the previous layer right there. And then 1 more going back diagonally from it right here on either side. So that's 1 and 2, like so. Then we have a target block behind both of these wool full blocks right there for, again, a red outline around the static ports on the nose of the aircraft right here. And for those static ports, we'll place a stone button on the side of that target block there, and then 1 more on the wool full block forwards from it there. So same thing on the right side there, 2 stone buttons there. Oops, there we go. Next, 1 more wool full block behind both of those target blocks there, and then a wool top slab out to either side. Then we have a single wool full block behind both of these top slabs right there, and then 1 more stone button out to either side, like so. And those 2 buttons there will be finishing off the pitot tubes on the nose of the aircraft. Next, we have 5 wool full blocks going back, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. and then a stow button on either side of those right there. These buttons will be for the angle of attack vanes on the side of the fuselage here. So next up here, we're going to be, again, a little asymmetrical here with the forward cargo door here. So to finish this off, we have 3 full blots of torts behind this wool row right here. So that's 1, 2, and 3, like so. Then we have 16 blots of wool going back here, only on the right side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, like so. And then 3 more full blots of torts to finish off the aft cargo door right here. Next, on the left side, that'll be... Oop, actually we have 2 more full blots of wool to finish off this row right here, so that's 1 and 2. Now, to join this up on the left side, that'll be 24 blots of wool going back from this block right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Like so. Now let's see with that bottom half slab there on the previous layer, that does leave a little gap right here on the inside. And this is because the gear doors don't actually close all the way. So when the landing gear extended, there's a slight gap visible through the closed gear doors into the interior of the gear well. And for the interior of the gear well here, we can actually put this in place right now. This should have been in the previous layer, but I messed up my notes a little bit. So for this here, what we can do is, let's see. From the second wool full block forwards from the quartz half slab right there, we're going to place 3 wool blocks across the center right there, forwards from the quartz top slabs in the previous layer. Next, behind this here, we're going to place a stone brick wall in the center block right there, and then a crimson fence out to either side, like so. In the Aeroteam pack here, the crimson fence is a stone texture to provide detailing like this. In default, you can just use a birch fence instead, probably. But behind this here, we're next going to place a row of 3 iron trapdoors across the center. Then, once more, stone brick wall in the center, crimson fence out to either side there. And now, instead of placing 3 wool full blocks across the center right here, we're instead going to place a single wool stair facing backwards, and then 1 facing in towards the center to corner off on both sides right there. And that's because those blocks will be later shared by the after cargo hold right here. Now there's one last thing you can do here if you have access to World Edit. So what we're going to do is wall these crimson fences off to either side. So we'll place a single crimson fence just anywhere. I'll just do it out here. 1 more out to either side, and then 1 more going backwards, like this. Select the center one right there with the replace tool, and then paste it over both of those on the rear row right here, just to give it a bit more coverage in the detail. Then on the on this assembly right here, we'll next place 1 going forwards from it right there instead, so we have that forwards connection there. Then select that and then paste over the 2 forward walls. Again, if you don't have access to World Edit, you don't have to include it, but it is nice to if you can. And we can clear out those temporary blocks there. And the last thing we can do is grab some gray wool and box all of this off, or cover it off rather, with a 3x3 box of gray wool on top, just like that. And that'll give you your nice gear well detailing here inside. So with that now, well, let's finish off the tail cone layering for this layer here. So behind both of these rows of wool right here, on this layer here, layer 3 that we're working on, well, let's place 2 wool top slabs going back. So that's 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, like so. On the right side only right here, inside from the forward block of those 2, we're going to place a wool full block right there, then 2 more going back to make that a row of 3, and then a wool stair facing backwards, like so. On the left side here, that's just going to be 4 blocks of wool going back, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 1 more in towards the center right there to seal up that gap from the underside and from the side there. Then behind this we have 1 more full block of wool right there, and then a wool top slab out to either side. So that stair there will be for a small vent in the side of the tail cone right here that's only present on the right side. Then from this, we're going to place a quartz upside down stair in the center, facing forwards, like so, for another antenna on the underside. Then 1 more wool top slab out to either side, and then a single wool top slab going backwards from that there. And with that, that'll be everything for layer 3. Alright, so for layer 4 here, we'll be starting with a single full block of wool right on top of that full block from the previous layer right there. Then out to either side, 2 blocks of wool going back. Then 4 blocks of wool out to the side, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, like so. And something on the right side, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, to start off the set of forward doors right here, we have an upside down quartz stair facing in towards the center, on both sides right there. And then 4 blocks of wool going back on either side, 1, 2, 3, and 4. and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then out to either side right here, we have a single stone button on the rear wool block right there on both sides. This will be for the second set of angle of attack vanes on the forward fuselage right here. Then forwards from this here, we have a torch on the side of this block here, like so. This will be for the wing light, illuminating the leading edge of the wing in icing conditions. If you're in default, without this custom model here that we have in the Aeroteam pack for lights such as this, I would probably recommend using either a birch button maybe, or an upside down wolf stare or something to give some sort of indicator of a panel light that's not just a stick sticking out of the side of the fuselage. That'd look a little silly. But this is the custom model here we're using in the Aeroteam pack for this. And then going back from this here, we have 8 wool full blocks on either side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Like so. Then we have another upside down wool stair, or not wool stair, upside down quartz stair facing in towards the center right here to start off the single overwing emergency exit. And then we have 17 full blocks of wool going back from this here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Like so. Same thing on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Behind this here, for the aft doors now, we have a single quartz top slab, and then a quartz half slab on the bottom half in towards the center from both of those right there. Next, behind this bottom half slab here, we have 3 blocks of wool on both sides, 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, right there. Join this up in the center with a single wool block right there to fill in that gap from the underside, then 1 more block of wool there, and behind all 3 of these, 2 wool top slabs. So that's 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, and 2. Like so. And with that, that is everything for layer 4. Alright, so for layer 5 here, we'll be starting with a single wool half slab, back at an angle from this wool full block from the previous layer right there, to start bringing back the nose curvature here. Then behind this, we have a nether brick slab on the top half, like so, to start off the cockpit glass. On the A320 here, in 1.5 to 1 scale, the cockpit glass falls between block layers like this, so it'll be represented with a top half slab and a bottom half slab on the next layer. Out to either side from this here, we have a wool half slab right there. Then behind this, we have a light blue glazed terracotta. Now, in the Aeroteam pack here, this is a half black wool, half white wool utility texture, like this. There are 4 different rotations for this, 2 of which have the smooth stone, and 2 of which have the white wool. We want the one with the black texture on the top half and the white wool on the bottom half, like this, which means facing down the aircraft, like so. We'll place one of these behind both of those wool half slabs right there. And then out to either side of this here, we have a single wool half slab, like so. Now, the reason for this half slab here is for interior detailing in the flight deck, since this is obscured from the outside. So if you want to, you can just leave this as a full block of black wool in default. But out to either side of this here, we have a single block of, a single wool half slab on the bottom half right there, out to either side. Now, this next one is less optional. This is on the outside of the fuselage right here. So again, we have 1 more of these going back behind the wool half slab right there on the outside. And this will be where the top slab of the cockpit glass intersects with the layering of the white wool fuselage. So, in default, if you don't have access to this light blue glazed terracotta here, what you'll probably want to do instead is have a nether brick top slab on the top half there with a wool full block in towards the center to close up that gap from the outside, kind of. It'll still leave an indentation in the side, but at least you'll still have that flat line of the cockpit glass instead of having it dip if that were a full block on the outside there. But this is exactly why in the Aeroteam pack here we use this light blue glazed terracotta utility, so please do use that instead if you can. And speaking of which, this has reminded me of something I accidentally missed out of my notes from the one of the previous layers down here. So this wool full block behind the target blocks right there in layer 3, I believe this was. If you have access to this utility texture here in the Aeroteam pack, you'll want to replace both of these wool full blocks there with that light blue glazed terracotta with the white wool on the bottom half, black wool on the top half there. That will seal up the white wool from the outside there, while giving black wool on the top half right there for the flight deck in here. This will be for the indentations underneath the rudder pedals, and since that block space is occupied, it can't be covered with a carpet or anything. Again, this is not crucial by any means, so if you can't include this, just leave it as white wool. But that's just a little prep you can do for the flight deck later on, when we get to that later. So, with that, well, let's be placing 2 White Wolf full blocks back from both of these terracottas right here. So that's 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, like so. Next, we have a torch stair facing backwards to continue on the doors in this layer here, with the window showing in this layer now. And then a single full block of wool behind both of these there. Now, if you have access to World Edit, we can also corner these off a little to give better curvature on the interior of the door here. So for this, we'll place a stair just anywhere, facing backwards, and then one facing it towards the center, forwards from it right there. We'll grab the Replace tool, select that corner stair there, and then paste over like so. We can do the same thing on the left side here. So, stair facing backwards, stair facing towards the center, forwards from it there, on the left side now. Select that corner stair, then paste over right there. Next, we'll place a temporary block out to the side of that stair there. Then grab a stone button, place this on the left side there, select that, and paste over for the door handle right here. Same thing on the right side, temporary block there, stone button, select, and paste over. Again, you don't have to include these if you can't, but that's what we're doing here. Next, we'll be placing 9 temporary blocks going back right here. I'll just use netherite slab for this here so that I don't get it mixed up with the wool there, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Place 1 more temporary block behind that right there, clear out this row here, and from this we have 9 upside down wool stairs facing forwards, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, like so. Then clear out that temporary block right there. This will be for the windows in this layer right here. So we'll do the same thing on the right side here. 9 blocks going back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 1 more temporary block behind right there. Clear out the 9 blocks. And then 9 upside down wool stairs facing forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Like so. You can clear out that temporary block right there. Then behind this here we have an upside down wool stair facing backwards. One right there. And then a wool full block behind both of those there. Then we have an upside down torch stair facing forwards, right here, to finish off the overwing exits. And then 15 upside down wool stairs, again facing forwards. So for this, we'll do our temporary blocks again. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. 1 more temporary block of a different type behind that right there. And then clear out all of those, and 15 upside down wool stairs facing forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Like so. And then clear out that temporary block there. Same thing on the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Different temporary block behind that right there. Clear out the long row. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Like so. Then clear out that block there. With the windows in place now, we'll next be placing 2 wool full blocks going back from both of those right there. And this has reminded me of a block I missed from my notes in the previous layer once more. So for this, just to close up that gap there, let's place a single smooth stone full block right above that upside down stair, or regular stair rather, in front of that quartz half slab there. That'll close up that gap from the underside. I believe the reason I don't have this in my notes is because this is actually a part of the interior here. This will be for the aft galleys, I believe, later on. No, the aft lavatories. But, yeah, we can just get that right there so that the gap's closed up from the exterior. Anyways, once we have that, we'll next be placing a quartz stair facing backwards behind both of those wool full blocks right there to finish off the aft doors right here again, and then a wool full block behind both of those there. And again, we can do our same quartering trick right here. So, for this, it'll be a quartz stair facing backwards this time. Then a quartz stair facing towards the center, forwards from that right there. Wait, those ones were facing... Yeah, those ones were facing backwards too, so it's not different actually. It's the same exact corner stair right there. We'll select that and then paste over right there. Quartz stair facing backwards, and then one facing towards the left right there. Select that corner stair, and then paste over the right side. And then we can also do the stone buttons on the outside for the door handles, if you can. And there we go. That's everything for the doors in this layer here. So, next, from these wool full blocks here, we'll step a block in towards the center, and we have 3 wool full blocks going back. So that's 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, like so. Next, a quartz stair facing out to the side, and then one facing backwards behind that right there. I'll have to replace that actually, because the server prevents block updates sometimes, just as a feature we have. Anyways, you won't have to worry about that. So, same thing on the right side here. Quartz stair facing to the side, and then a quartz stair facing backwards, or forwards, actually, yeah, forwards, behind that right there. do as I do, right here, just like this. This will be building the, well, starting off, the stabilizer trim for the horizontal stabilizers right here. Once we have that covered for this layer, it'll be a row of 3 wool full blocks across the center right there. Then a quartz full block in the center, with a lever on the underside flipped facing backwards for another radio antenna there. Wool top slab out to either side, and then 2 quartz top slabs directly behind the quartz full block in the center right there. And with that, that is everything for layer 5. Alright, so for layer 6 here, we'll be starting right on top of the nether brick top slab from the previous layer with a single nether brick half slab right there. Behind this we have a wool top slab, then a nether brick half slab out to either side, then another wool top slab behind both of those nether brick slabs there. The top slab there is so that we have room on the interior of the aircraft for the flight deck, by the way, so it's not just a full block. And then one more nether brick half slab out to either side, like so. That'll finish off the cockpit glass here. Next we have 2 blocks of wool, 2 full blocks going back from both of those nether brick half slabs there, and then a single quartz full block to finish off the forward doors. Then we have a long row of 30 wool full blocks back from both of these quartz blocks here. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Same thing on the right side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Like so. Another quartz full block right there to finish off those aft doors. Then a wool half slab going back on the bottom half right there. Wool block in towards the center, then 3 more blocks going back to make that a row of 4 right there. Then that'll be 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the left side as well. Then behind this, for the stabilizer trim in this layer here, it's just 2 quartz full blocks going back, like this. Then we have 2 full blocks of wool this time, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. And stepping a block in towards the center right here, in the center row, that's 3 wool full blocks going back, 1, 2, and 3. From the forward block of this 3 right here, we have a single stone button out to either side right there, on both sides. Then behind this here, for the APU exhaust, we're going to be putting in a bubble coral fan on the rear face of this block right here. In the Aeroteam pack here, this is a stone brick vertical slab texture, like this. If you don't have vertical slabs in vanilla Minecraft, you can probably just use a stone brick wall instead in its place, but this is just a little bit nicer for the curvature right here. And then to finish off this, we'll place a temporary block underneath this here, stone button on the bottom face of this, aligned parallel with the aircraft here, select that with your replace tool, and then paste over, like so. Again, if you can't include that, you can just leave that one out there. But make sure that you have the APU exhausted in some form with a stone wall of some kind right there in default. But once we have that, that is everything for layer 6. Alright, so to cap off the fuselage here, we'll be putting in layer 7. So for this, we'll be starting diagonally from this top slab from the previous layer right here, with a single wool half slab right there, in between these 3 top slabs like so. Behind this, we have a wool stair facing forwards, in the center right there, with a wool half slab out to either side, and then one more wool stair facing forwards behind both of those wool slabs there. Once we have that, in the center right here, we're going to be placing 41 wool full blocks going back, only in the center row. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and 41. Like so. From these outer wool stairs here, it'll be 36 wool full blocks going back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36. Same thing on the right side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36. We'll come back to this later to finish off the tail cone layering, but first let's finish off the top fuselage detailing here. So, for this, starting in the center row right here, from this very first wool full block right there, we're going to place a single jungle button, aligned parallel with the aircraft right there, and then one more going back from it here. In the Aeroteam pack, as you can see here, the jungle button is a white wool texture to blend just like our other utilities. In default, just use a birch button instead for a kind of white-ish texture. For that detail here, I believe these are small radio antennas on the top of the fuselage right here. Since these ones are colored white in real life, this is what we're using here. Then behind this here we have a lever flipped facing backwards for larger radio antenna fairing. Then diagonal from this here we have two stone buttons on the outer blots right here. So just like this, right there. Next, from that lever right there, we'll be skipping 4 blots going back. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, starting between those two stone buttons there. And then behind this we have one more jungle button aligned parallel with the aircraft. Clear out those temporary blots. Next, we're going to be placing 6 temporary blots going back to count this spacing here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And this one here will be a dark out button, right here in the center, aligned parallel with the aircraft once more. In the Aeroteam pack, this is a red button texture. This will be for the beacon light on the top of the aircraft right here. In default, just use an acacia button instead for a kind of reddish texture. Then clear out those temporary blots right there. Next, we've got 2 blots going back with the temporary blots here. We'll just continue counting with that. And then this will be a birch trapdoor right here. Or again, iron trapdoor in default. 2 more temporary blots going back, 1 and 2, and a birch trapdoor right there. For some larger radio antenna fairings there. Next, 2 more temporary blots going back, 1 and 2, and a lever this time, flipped facing backwards. And then 6 temporary blots going back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And a lever, once more, flipped facing backwards. Like so. That's it for the detailing here, but we can count out one last time, just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 blocks as a sanity check. That'll land you right at the end of that row right there. And if that is indeed the case, then you've done all that spacing correctly. So, once we have that, the last thing to do for this layer here is to finish off this tail cone layering. So behind both of these outer rows of wool right here, we'll place 3 wool half slabs on the bottom half going back. 1, 2, and 3. And 1, 2, and 3. And in the center block right here, we have 2 wool half slabs going back. 1 and 2. And with that, that is everything for the fuselage. So, with the fuselage done, the next steps will be building the vertical stabilizer, horizontal stabilizer, wings, and engines. Since these are shared between all members of the A320 family, as discussed in the introduction, we'll be referencing our Airbus A320 tutorial to build these instead of just building them again here. To start with, to make things easier, we'll be building just the base wings without the wingtip or engine options yet. So, head over to the A320 tutorial and use the timestamps in its video description to skip ahead to the vertical stabilizer. From there, build the vertical stabilizer, horizontal stabilizers, and wings, stopping when the title card in the top left switches to the Wingtip Fences. Once that's all built and done, pause that video and return back here. So I will see you then. So, with that all done, this is what your wings should now look like at this point. The next step will be installing the wingtip devices and engines. Now, as a quick heads up, in the A320 tutorial, I mentioned that it's possible to build the A320-100 with bare wingtips by leaving out the wingtip devices. However, by the time of the A319's introduction, the wingtip fences were standardized, so no A319 was ever built without wingtip devices, so that option is not applicable for this tutorial. So, first, for the wingtip options, you'll be selecting either the Wingtip Fences or Sharklets. In the A320 tutorial, use the timestamps in its video description to skip ahead to the devices you're choosing and build those on your wingtips here. Then, for your engine options, like the A320, you can build either the IAV2500, the CFM56-5A, or the CFM56-5B. The 5A is the older variant of the CFM56 and has just a few different vent details, so it was presented as an additional short conversion after the 5B in the A320 tutorial. You'll see this again when you get there, but basically, if you're building the CFM56-5B, you'll build just that section from the A320 tutorial. If you're building the CFM56-5A, you'll build the CFM56-5B from the A320 tutorial, followed by the CFM56-5A conversion in the A320 tutorial immediately after. And then, finally, if you're building the IAV2500 instead, that is a standalone section in the A320 tutorial that you'll be skipping ahead to instead. So, get your wingtips and engines built, then return back here, and I will see you again once that's done. Alright, so with your wingtips and engines now in place, well, let's be moving on to the interior. So, for this, we'll just step on into the inside of the aircraft right here, And we'll be starting with the forward cargo hold. So, for this, we have the 3 thwart stairs here for the forward cargo door right here. We'll join these 2 thwart stairs with a single wool stair facing, oops, that's a trapdoor, facing backwards, like so. Next, behind these thwart stairs, on the right side, we'll place 2 wool stairs facing towards the center right there, and then 2 on the left as well. And then we'll join this across with a row of 3 wool across the back, right here. In the center right here, for the pallet rails, we'll place 4 spruce trapdoors along the center row right here. In the Aeroteam pack here, as you can see, this is a stone trapdoor texture. Just continue using iron trapdoors in default. But then to cover all this up, across these 3 front stairs right here, we'll place 3 upside-down wool stairs facing backwards, like so. And across the back, another row of 3 wool to close that up, and then we'll close all of this across the top with a big box of top half wool top slabs, just like that. And then for the aft cargo hold back here, again, back where we have these 3 thwart stairs for the aft cargo door right here. Forwards from this, we'll be placing 2 wool stairs facing in towards the center on both sides to join up with those 3 wool stairs right there that we had previously placed back when we were doing the gear well. And the rear here is already in place with the wool full blocks from the tail cone layering. So in between these 2, the birch trapdoors right here, we'll again place our spruce trapdoors right here. We can't replace that one because that's visible from the underside where we have the lever foot facing backwards right there, so we prioritize the exterior with our designs. So the rest has to be wool here, and it is what it is. But once we have that, we'll again place 3 upside-down wool stairs facing backwards on top of those 3 stairs right there behind the set of grey wool, and then across the back right here on top of these 3 wool full blocks, 3 more wool full blocks there. Then join all this up with wool top slabs to give you this nice indented shape right here, fitting in the underbelly, and once we have that, that is everything for the aft cargo hold there. So once we have that, we'll next be moving on up to the flight deck here. So up here, we'll first start with the grey wool behind both of these terracottas, or wool full blocks if you had to leave them as such. We'll place a single grey wool full block behind both of those right there, and 1 more in the center. On top of these terracottas here, we'll place an upside-down polished andesite stair facing backwards, with a half slab in the center right there, with polished andesite again, and another half slab in the block above it. Close off this gap behind the bottom half slab right there with a black wool full block, and the block in front of it right there. Then place an acacia button behind both of those glazed terracottas there. In the Aeroteam pack here, the acacia button is a black button texture. You can just use a stone button instead in default if you'd like. But once we have that, that'll give us the main instrument panel right here, as well as the 2 indentations down below there, as I mentioned, for the rudder pedals. In the center right here, behind that slab, we'll place a daylight detector. Right-click on this to turn it into the nighttime variant, for the night detector, I suppose, for this blue texture right here. In the Aeroteam pack, it's a custom texture like this, but again, even in default, the blue variant will still be what you'll be using. And that'll be for the center pedestal. Then, behind both of this, well, behind all this rather, we'll place a row of 3 grey wool full blocks right there. Then for the captain and first officer seats on both sides, we'll place a prismarine stair facing forwards on both of those outer blocks right there, and a prismarine slab on top. In the Aeroteam pack here, the prismarine is a blue texture like this, which we're using for the blue seats present in the real Airbus aircraft. In default, the bright blue of the prismarine might be a little silly looking, so you can just substitute stone bricks instead if you'd like. But this is what we're using here for a little bit more accuracy. Next, we'll grab a birch door, and we'll place a birch door in between the 2 seats right here on this center block. Make sure it's against the right side of the block right here, since the real A320 door hinges that way. And once we have that, we'll next place a cobblestone top slab behind, well, in between these 3 wool top slabs right there, with a jungle trapdoor behind it right there for the overhead panel. And then close this off with a wool top slab out to either side, like so. So once we have that, we'll next grab a lever, and on these side blocks here, in front of each pilot seat, from the wool block on the side right there, we'll be placing a single lever there on the side for the side stick. In case you're not familiar with it, Airbus aircraft are controlled with a joystick-like flight stick called a side stick, mounted on the sidewall over there, instead of the traditional yoke in the center. So we'll just place the same lever on the right side there as well, and that'll be it for the flight deck here. So we'll next place another row of 3 grey wool across the center right there. Then we'll grab a smooth stone. Well, the smooth stone. We'll place 3 smooth stone going up on either side, and then join this across with 1 in the center right there, right behind the stone trapdoor up top there. So with the flight deck done now, well, let's fill in a little bit of the cabin to give ourselves a floor to work off of. So first, we'll grab the grey wool and fill in any of this empty space in here with the grey wool. And in between the forward cargo compartment here and the gear well, this bit, as you'll remember, is already covered off with grey wool. That meets up straight there with the aft cargo hold, and then we'll just drop grey wool in those, that little gap of 3 right there. Next, for the overhead bins, we'll grab the quartz stairs, and also a quartz slab. And inside of both of these quartz full blocks right here from the forward doors, we'll place a single quartz top slab coming in towards the center right there. Behind both of these, a single upside-down quartz stair facing backwards. And then behind all of these, a row of upside-down quartz stairs facing in towards the center of the aircraft on both sides. So, running all the way down like this on the left side right here. We'll be stopping right short of this, well, not short of, but inside that quartz full block from the aft doors right here as well. Same thing on the right side, facing in towards the center as well, running down the right. And all the way to the aft door right there. Then inside of all this here, we'll grab the birch trapdoors. We have a birch trapdoor right there on the top half between those two top slabs right there, and we'll run this all the way down the center until we hit that last upside down quartz stair that we placed. Oops, right in there. That'll do it for now. I think we'll have to change that bit later at the end, but we'll get to that when we do. So with the cabin space done now, well, let's be moving on to the forward galley section here. So first off, we'll be putting in the flight attendant jump seats on both sides. So for this, we'll grab a blue banner right here, and we'll place this on the second smooth stone block going up right here, on both sides. Now, unfortunately, the block update to the stair right here is, if you didn't use WorldLit to trick this into staying in place, that block update there is going to break the stair. Ask me how I know, I already had to redo this clip a second time. But, yeah. So, we'll get to that in a second here, but we have one blue banner up on the second block right there. Then we'll grab a spruce trapdoor, and we'll close one of these against the bottom block on both sides right there. So that'll get these two flight attendant jump seats in here on both sides. Then next up here we'll grab a birch door and close this against the inside face of that left set of smooth stone right there. And that'll be for the forward lavatory. Next, we're going to grab the dead tube coral fan, which in the Aeroteam pack here is a smooth stone vertical slab texture, like this. For this here, we're going to place a temporary block behind that spruce trapdoor right there, adjacent to the door, like this, with a dead tube coral fan on its rear face. Select that with the WorldLit Replace tool, and then paste over that temporary block right there. Same thing on the right side as well. Then, on top of this here, we'll place a jungle trapdoor, closed against the forward face right there, to finish off the forward bulkheads right here. Now, in the Aeroteam pack, as you can see here, the jungle trapdoor is a smooth stone texture. Well, that's right, we already used it up there. Yeah, so smooth stone trapdoor texture, like this. If you are in default without either of these, then you can probably just use iron trapdoors instead. And since you can't really use redstone to close that top one, if you're in vanilla Minecraft, you could use the debug stick to trick them into staying vertical like this, or if you really have to, just use birch trapdoors instead. But with that set of bulkheads in place there, to fix up the stairs right here for the forward doors, for this we'll first want to place in the button on the side here. So, again, we can place our temporary block out to the right side there, select any of those stone buttons on the right there, and then paste over. Same thing on the left side there, temporary block to the left, select the stone button, and then paste over. And then I'm going to be lazy, I'm just going to grab the corner stair from the rear doors right there, because it's angled exactly the same way. Like this. But again, if you're in vanilla without the WorldLit Replace tool or any debug stick tricks, then you can just leave it as a normal stair. But again, as I said, using that corner stair helps to round off the inside of that nicely to give you the nice curved door geometry. But once we have that, with the bulkheads in place there, well, let's be moving on to the first class section. So for this, we'll be grabbing the endstone brick stairs and brick slabs. For this, behind this vertical slab right here, we'll be skipping one block, then placing an endstone brick stair on that second block back right here with the spacing right here, and then a slab on top, like so. Same thing on the right side, stair facing forwards and slab right there. In the Aeroteam pack here, this is a black brick texture, like this. If you're in default, I would very much recommend not using the endstone tan texture, So, in default, you can probably just use nether bricks instead. We like to use these black seats to denote the first class sections of our base interiors. If you're building a specific real-world aircraft, then that airline's color configuration may be different, but for our purposes here, we're using black for the first class section. So we just have 2 rows of seating for the first class section of the A319 here. So skipping one more row going back, we have another end stone brick stair facing forwards and a slab on top. Same thing on the right side here, stair facing forwards and slab right there. Next, we're going to grab a gray carpet, and to cover off the wool right here, since that's the forward cargo compartment down there, we can't replace these wool top slabs. So we're going to just cover this up with gray carpet right here. We can also run this all the way to the center right here, just so that it doesn't have that little raised bump there. So we'll run a row of 3 across there, and then 2 more going forwards right there. We can't place it on these blocks here because those are occupied by other details already, but those ones, since they can be gray wool, will still have a much better consistency. But with that, that is everything for the first class section here. So, well, let's grab the jungle trapdoors once more, and we'll close a row of 2 jungle trapdoors against the forward face of this block behind both these sets of seats right here. Next, we'll grab the thwart stairs and join this up with this here. So, well, this might be a little bit tricky here. So what we're going to do is knock out that thwart stair above it right there, and then replace it with a corner stair facing backwards. Now, depending on the block update order of wherever you're building, this will either prioritize curving normally with that rear stair, like we want it to, with an outwards connection, or curving inwardly, where it connects with that forwards corner stair right there. That's not the one that we want, obviously. We want it to have this connection right there. But when we have all of them like this, my block update order right here prioritizes that connection. So, this is once again where World Edit comes in handy. So what we can do for this there is just make that configuration, select that corner stair there, replace the inwards facing stair, and then paste over that corner stair. Bam! We have a nice corner stair connecting with the divider bulkhead nicely. If you are without commands or the debug stick or anything like that, you can probably just use a full block right there to join it up, but yeah. Anyways, same thing on the left side right there, so corner stair right there, select that, stair towards the center right there, and then paste over, like so. Once we have that, well, let's be putting in the economy class section. So for this, we're using the prismarine materials for our economy sections. On our base interiors for all of our aircraft, we use blue for the economy class seating. So for this, behind this bulkhead that we just put in place right here, on the first block immediately back from it here, skipping no blocks, just like this, we have a prismarine stair facing forwards and a prismarine slab on top. If you're in default, there really isn't a nice deep blue texture like this, so you can just use stone bricks instead for a gray interior configuration if you'd like, or whatever color you'd like for your preference. But once we have that, same thing on the left side here, so stair facing forwards and a slab on top right there. This will be going back for a total of 12 rows of economy class seating on the A319 right here. So, same as we did in the first class there. That's 1 seat there already, skipping 1 block going back. On the second block right there, that's a prismarine stair facing forwards and a slab on top. That's 2 rows of seating. That'll be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, like so. Same thing on the right side now, so that's 1 there already. That'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. With that done now, we can grab our gray carpet once more and continue running this carpet covering all the way back right here. So for this section right here, since that is a top slab, I believe, from the forward cargo compartment right here, what we can instead use, if I can clip into place correctly, there we go, we will have to knock this out, and we'll replace it with a diorite top slab. This will keep a kind of dark gray texture blending mostly nicely, while still giving the correct interior geometry for the forward cargo compartment right there. It'll just have a little bit of a discoloration from the inside, but since it's not really accessible at all, you won't be seeing this too much. So this is a nice compromise to use right there. Once we have that, we'll just keep running the gray carpets all the way back. Oh yeah, and if you're in default without the diorite texture, just use like a stone brick or something instead for a dark gray texture. But yeah, I'll keep running this gray carpet all the way back right here, even on top of where we already have the gray wool full blocks, just so that we don't have any indentations like this in the floor where it raises by a couple of pixels. Where did I go to? Right there. There we go. And then we'll keep running this over the aft cargo compartment right there, all the way to be in line with the last row of seating right there. So with that, well, let's move on to the aft galleys right here. So, for this, let's see. Let's grab the smooth stone full blocks. On the right side already, we have one smooth stone full block already covering off that vent from the outside right there. We'll place one more on top of it right there, and then two going up on the left side, like so. On top of both of these, we'll knock out that upside-down stair on top of them, and then we'll place in a quartz full block on both sides right there. Next, we'll place a blue banner behind both of those second smooth stone full blocks up to make the flight attendant jump seats. And again, as with the front, that block update will break the corner stairs right there. So we'll just place our two flight attendant jump seats in there, and then head outside to tidy up those doors once more. So again, that's temporary block out to the left side there, stone button, select and paste over. Same thing on the right side, select and paste over. And I will once again be lazy and then steal the corner stair that I just placed from the forward doors right there. And once we have that, we can now finally, hopefully, no longer worry about those aft doors. And we'll keep working on the detailing here. So for the aft galley portion of the aft galleys right here, we'll place an upside-down stone brick stair facing forwards in between both of these two wool full blocks right there on either side, in the center right there. Then we'll grab a smooth stone full block, and between both those two blocks behind that smooth stone, or the stone brick upside-down stair right there, in this space above it, we'll place a smooth stone full block right there, and then up and a block forwards from it, another smooth stone full block right there. Next, on either side of this right here, on the outer blocks, we have an upside-down stone brick stair facing backwards. Then we'll place a temporary block in the center right there, and let's see. Actually, let's clear out that right, right facing down the aircraft like this, stone brick stair right there. We'll place a dead tube coral fan on the left side of that block right there, that block space. Select it with the replace tool, and then paste over that temporary block in the center right there. And then we can replace our upside-down stone brick stair right there. Now, if you're in default without that vertical slab right there, you can maybe use a stone wall in the center to kind of give you the same indication of galley compartments on the aft galley section right here. But this is the design we're using. So the last little bit left to do here is, well, we'll first place two gray carpets on top of those two exposed wool blocks right there, running that all the way to the end. Then we'll grab a stone button, and in front of this smooth stone full block right there, we'll knock out the burst trapdoor on top of it, well, in front of it right there in that top space, and then place a single stone button facing forwards right there. Then, finally, we'll place a temporary block forwards from that vertical slab right there. We'll grab an acacia button this time, or again, dark oak or polished blackstone in default. Select that with the replace tool, then paste over that temporary block right there. And with that, that's the aft galleys done, and that is everything for the interior. Alright, so with the interior now in place, the next section of the tutorial will be covering the optional dual overwing exit configuration. If you are not installing this on your aircraft, and you're using the standard single overwing exit configuration that's present right here, then you'll be wanting to skip this section. So use the timestamps in the video description to skip ahead to the landing gear section after this, and I will see you then. Otherwise, let's get going on the dual overwings. Alright, so for the dual overwing exit configuration here, we'll be first clearing out this overwing exit right here, the two quartz blocks, as well as the two wool full blocks forwards from it right there. So for the first of the two overwing exits right here, that'll be going in this forward block there, we'll place an upside down quartz stair facing in towards the center right there, for the bottom bit, and then an upside down quartz stair rather, facing backwards. That'll finish off that door right there, and give the window space for it. Next, we'll be wanting to move this upside-down wool stair there around. That was in place there to represent a spacing in the windows forwards of the single overwing exit, but the window spacing changes a little with the dual configuration here, and the windows remain continuous up until the spacing with this forward door here. So what I mean by that is we'll replace that with an upside-down wool stair facing forwards right there, and now that window space is between the last window in this row and the first window of the overwing exit right there. Just like that. Next, we'll replace this gap right here with 2 wool full blocks right there. Then clear out the wool block and upside down stair behind it right there. Then for the aft overwing exit right here, we'll have an upside down port stair facing in towards the center right there, and then an upside down wool stair facing forwards, like this. And that will represent both of the overwing exit doors right there, with the correct adjusted window spacing. Now I should probably note that on the real aircraft, the exit rows are slightly more widely spaced to allow for evacuation. So technically the interior configuration also changes slightly with the dual overwing exit configuration, as there's now 2 rows more widely spaced instead of a single row. However, because this is such a small aircraft and still such a small scale, we didn't even really have the room to represent that extra spacing even with the single configuration, so it's all just continuous spacing here. So that's just what we chose to represent. But it is just an interesting detail to point out nonetheless. Anyways, with that, we'll next be doing the same thing on the right side. So, clear out that overwing exit right there, as well as the 2 blocks forwards from it there. We have an upside down wool stair facing in towards the center there, and then an upside down port stair facing backwards right there for that window. Pop on onto the outside of the aircraft there, and then we'll swap around the rotation of that stair there. So that's now a wool stair facing forwards. Next, fill in that space with the wool full blocks, knock out those 2 blocks behind it right there. And that'll be a port stair facing in towards the center, and then a port stair facing forwards for that window. And with that, that is the dual overwing exit configuration complete. So, with that, that is everything for the in-flight aircraft. If you're building this aircraft in flight with the landing gear retracted, then you are done with this tutorial. Congratulations! Just keep on watching the outro for some last important information, and I will see you then. Otherwise, if you are building the landing gear as well, these are once again shared between all members of the A320 family, so we'll be using the A320 tutorial for these. Now, as a quick heads up, we do have an option in the base A320 tutorial for the double bogey landing gear used by Indian Airlines. This option is exclusive to the A320 and was never used on an A319. So when that comes up, you'll be stopping, and that's when you'll be done. So, over on the A320 tutorial, use the timestamp in the video description to skip ahead to the landing gear section, complete that, and then return back here. So, pause this video, and I will see you then. So, congratulations on completing the Airbus A319. Thank you so much for choosing an Aeroteam design. We hope that you enjoyed building it, and we hope that you enjoy having it as a part of your Minecraft world. Do feel free to use this in any kind of publicly available project you like, given that you, of course, provide proper credit to the Aeroteam for these designs. So, if you have built this aircraft, let us know. We'd love to see how you're using our designs. A link to our Discord server is in the video description below. Feel free to drop on in and show us what you've done. If you enjoyed, please do consider subscribing to the Aeroteam channel to be the first to see our new aircraft when they come out. Make sure to have a look through the 1.5:1 scale playlist on our channel as well for more builds on the scale to see if there's anything else that catches your interest. Also, check out our second channel, Aeroteam Gaming, where we have more fun content with the team outside of Minecraft, like train simulator and flight simulation live streams. Anyways, that is just about it. So, thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.